Hey folks, and welcome to a little episode of Real Country with Jeff and Melanie. As you can tell, it's a rainy day. It's been sprinkling off and on all day, getting ready, I'm afraid, for this Hurricane Helene. And let's see, there we go, there's ugly old me. I know it's kind of late in the game to start this. As usual, we've been real busy ourselves, but just thought I'd stop and take a moment, talk about the situation. The way they talk, it's not supposed to hit landfall down in Florida, somewhere around Apalachicola, between 9 and 11 tonight. From the sounds of things, this may be pretty bad. They talking anywhere winds from 130 to 150. Waves may be even 10 to 18 foot tall. Flooding rain, and after it hits, it's going to go all the way up towards or past Atlanta, Georgia, and may even feel some effects in Tennessee. So just thought we'd take a little minute, and this ought to be kind of self-explanatory, but things you can do to prepare. We've been trying to do this ourselves. Of course, being from the South, you have your tornado hurricane emergency kit. Everybody runs and gets a loaf of bread, a gallon of milk, some sandwich meat, and maybe some bottles of water, because if you don't, you ain't gonna make it through. But really, they are talking about a lot of power gonna be out. And I know several years back, we had a bad hurricane hit, and the year before that, I had a great hunting season. So I had a couple of freezers that were full of deer and wild hogs, and we kind of put it off to the last minute. And by the time we realized we needed a generator to protect our meat, we ran to the stores, and we hit stores in Alabama and Georgia, a couple of counties away. We couldn't find one. We had been waited too late. But things you need to think about. We were able to save some of the meat, and we learned this back then. Just keep your refrigerators closed. If you got to use stuff on a regular basis, get you an ice chest, put your things out of the refrigerator in there. And we took quilts and heavy blankets and wrapped them on top and covered completely the deep freezes. And that bought us some time, but we still wound up losing a lot of it, if not most of it. But it doesn't hurt to go ahead and prepare. Some of the things you can do can be as simple as filling up Ziploc bags of water and go on now while the power's still on, and put them in your freezer if you got one. And that way later on you can always thaw that out and use it for drinking water, brushing your teeth water, making coffee water. There again, if you're gonna make coffee, and let's see here, get my toys out. We have camped a lot in the past, but ain't nothing wrong with going with one of these old percolator boys. Oh, you know, you can put it on, and as long as you got a barbecue grill or a dry area outside that you can safely get under and start a fire, small cooking fire, you can still make your coffee. And with me, that's very important. But another thing you can do, let me flip this around, is just as simple as taking a 5-gallon bucket and set it on the eave of your house where the rainwater will run in. Now, I wouldn't drink that water, but you could take that and fill you up 2 or 3 when the rain comes, and use it to flush your commodes when the power goes out, if the water goes out. Sometimes that happens. I know we know people who are on well water, and unless you have a generator to run the electric pump on your well, power goes off, you don't have water. So this way you can take the back of your tank off, use the restroom, and when you need to, flush it by pouring that in. And it's better than nothing. A good thing to stock up on is batteries. And right now, anybody, you still got time, hopefully. Hit your Harbor Freights, hit your Walmarts, hit your Targets, wherever, gas stations. Get you some batteries. I know everybody plays with the cell phone, but it don't hurt to have an old-timey radio. I know we have this one, and I've had this for probably 20 years. It's an old Radio Shack Cube weather radio. And that's all it does is tell you the weather. But keep a few extras for that, for flashlights. There again, I know most people use their phone. But if you kill your phone, then you ain't got a light. And some AA batteries and a small pin light that you can pick up anywhere for $5 to $7 is better than nothing. Also, while you're out, get you a box of kitchen strike matches. You can get a 3-pack of these cigarette lighters at most dollar stores. Now it's $1.25 store, but you can light candles. Now, anytime you light anything like that in the house, make sure you don't let the children do it. There again, common sense. Don't have an open flame near anything that can catch fire, like curtains. Don't let children run around and knock it over. Put it in a safe place. Be an adult. Watch them. Here's another little standby. We used to call them kerosene lamps. You can find these, used to, at every Walmart in town. Now they just call them lamps, oil lamps. Well, they sell the little oil there. It doesn't have to be kerosene. And here's the old thing. A long time ago, we wanted to have a nice little outdoor area. Back in the woods, there wasn't any lights. We actually saved gallon glass pickle jars, poured about that much sand in the bottom, and took a dollar store big fat candle, stuck it in there, lit it, and the glow of that in complete darkness lit up probably a 10, 15 foot area, good enough you could see where you was going, what you were doing. Put 5 or 6 of them out there, and it's the same as having floodlights when you're in pitch black darkness. So there's always another way, and getting back to the phones, make sure you got a car charger. That way, you don't want to drain your car, but you can crank up your car and let it run for a little while and keep it up good enough you can call somebody if you need help. Check on your family. Sometime back, one of my boys gave me a gift card for Christmas one year, and I got this at Home Depot. It's a portable charger. Basically, it's a storage bank for energy. So you just take this thing, plug it into the wall, and you can charge your phone up a couple of times. Plug in other devices. And I think that one at the time was $30 or $40, if that. They probably come down now because that's been several years ago. But also, before anything goes, the later in the day it gets, maybe too late. This is stuff you try to do ahead of time. Go, if you're on any kind of medication, make sure you got enough to at least last you another week or so. Like we said, stock up on groceries for sandwich meats. That way, if the power is out, you can still make a sandwich. You can still have something to eat or drink. And another thing I'm doing, we have trees around our house. Hopefully, it won't be that rough here. We may get some rain, maybe a little wind, but I don't think where I live we're going to be in the direct path, but it ain't going to be too far away. So, let me turn this around. And always keep your chainsaw with you. If you do need to go out, and it don't have to be a gas one, that's not a high dollar chainsaw, that's $200 or $300 gas saw. It works real good. It can be a battery saw. But if you leave, put it in your car, put it in your truck or your toolbox. And you never know, if you have to go check on your mom, your dad, your children, whatever. With these storms coming through, there's going to be a lot of trees down. So it doesn't hurt to carry one with you. It don't make you a redneck or whatever. But it can get you home or get you on down the road if you need to clear a few limbs and drag them out of the way. There again, if you come across any power lines down, don't get out of your car. Don't attempt to move trees on power lines. That'll get you killed. Turn around, back out, get on down the road. Don't do anything that's going to get you hurt. Just like if you go to a road and you can't tell how deep the water is, don't go through it. And like I said, a lot of this is common sense, and folks are probably laughing at me, you stupid, or you running too late. Well, it's just things we've thought about. If your children, another little quick fix, if your children have the glow sticks and play with, you can always put them in a glass jar. That'll give the kids a little night light. The main thing is just be prepared. Try to make sure you got food and water. And if you can, have a generator. And have gas to run the generator. And have gas for your cars. Personally, we try, now we don't always do it, but we try to never let our vehicles get below half a tank. Because you never know what's going to happen. And I know gas is everywhere, and where we are, it may not be nothing bad. But if the Gulf of Mexico takes a real bad hit, there's oil derricks way out there. And if the storm damages them, your gas may jump up, or it may be hard to get it filled up if they can't pump it and supply it to you locally. So it don't hurt, like I said, have you a full tank in your vehicle, have some extra if you're going to run the generator. And let's just say if the power goes out, it doesn't take a humongous generator, but it's like this. During the daytime, I would personally run it on my refrigerator and on my freezers to preserve my meat, my food. Then, when it starts getting nighttime, if you don't go in there and don't keep opening the lid and checking on it, unplug it, and you should be fine to go through the night, and then you can use that generator to power an air conditioner, to power fans. So where we live, it's done in the fall. Yeah, the first night of fall, we were 94 degrees that day, and it was 90 degrees at 6:30 at night with 100% humidity. So it's still hot down south. So that fan can make the difference in getting a good night's sleep or laying sweating miserable in a house that you got central air in just because the power's down. And we saw a report when we go down to Florida. We've been staying years past in Mexico Beach area, and that's not real far from Apalachicola where this is going to hit. And one of the big motels down there was already posting the other night. They had already rented out 70, I believe it was, rooms to power people who are already down there with the trucks waiting to be there to start fixing stuff after it's over. So they're thinking this one's going to be pretty bad. But folks, I won't hold you up. My little show and tell. Like I said, this is all common sense, but make sure you take care of yourself. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully nobody will have bad damage to their homes or their yards or their cars. Hopefully, I'm hoping that when it gets closer to start dying off or it goes too deep in the land, and maybe nobody will get hurt, mess up a whole lot, but we never know. So just hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And if this helped anybody, we appreciate it. We hope we're sharing some little ideas you may not have thought of. If not, hopefully we didn't bore you too bad, but we're trying. I meant to get this out earlier, but we've been having to run around and get all our chickens, literally chickens and turkeys, battered down, try to protect them where they don't drown, get washed away. Hopefully keep them dry where they can eat and drink, be comfortable through this mess, take care of the other animals, and make sure our house stays in good shape. And like I said, we've been raining on here off and on since yesterday. And according to what we're hearing, we haven't even got the stuff off the storm yet. This is just the front mixing in between. So if you like little videos, please hit like and subscribe, tell your friends, and like I said, keep your fingers crossed. Hope everything will be good. And until next time, good Lord's willing, creek don't rise. We'll see y'all down the road. Thank y'all.